So today's webinar, our presenter is Dr. Venkata sir. He's a senior clinical psychologist who has an alma mater from Sri Venkata University in Tirupati and has finished his PhD in Sri Ramachandra Medical University in Chennai. His research work was largely based on andropause individuals, where he researched on anxiety and depression problems that occur among these individuals. He has also worked highly on geriatric population, the media influence on elderly people. So currently he is working at Institute of Mental Hospital in Erragadda, Hyderabad. And also he has started his own clinic called Manovikas in the year 2007. The main objective of this organization is for providing quality psychodiagnostics, psychopathology, where we will be improving the lifestyle of people affected with mental health disorders. Our sole goal is to improve the quality of lives of such mental health clients. And also, we are trying to educate future psychologists and helping them provide quality treatment for all those who are affected with mental health problems. Our main objective, our main vision is to provide awareness on mental health issues all over India, because we are lagging in this particular field. So without much further ado, I'm presenting before you Dr. Venkata Subbaiah sir.
Yeah, thank you, Zebunisa, the wonderful program you invite me for the program of in the view of World Mental Health Day on the month of the view of World Mental Health Month. The last day of one day prior to the month, we are organizing of psychological relation or psychological correlation to the mental health and the orientation program for the world record attempt, the Elite World Record and India Book of Record, Asia Book of Record, Tamilian Book of Record. See, I thank one and all Monovikas and the team of the Monovikas and also the participations, various part of the India, those who trust me and believe me, my program making me grand success. Show that I am in my life. I'm very much gratitude to all of you, giving it such a wonderful assessment and trust on me. Thank you, one and all. Today's my presentation on. One second. Yeah. See, on behalf of Manovikas Academy of Rehabilitation Sciences, it is the second unit of Manovikas Services. It was established in 2007. Till date, it has been working for the needy people. I thank you all this program. What is the today's our core important aim and objective of what are the psychological principles, psychological aspects, and how we can convert it into mental health and mental illnesses. See, there are a lot of lacuna in the society, lot of people not able to understand a lot of psychological terminologies and a lot of psychological issues. And also there is a lot of stigma in the public. To understand the stigma and eradicate the stigma, we are coming forward to educate the public. On this view, we just working for mental health for all. In this point of view, in the point of time, we just know that men are not disturbed by things that happen, but by their opinion of the things that happen. This is the quotation given by Greek philosopher. It suggests of what the things are happening in our life is not the matter. What your opinion about in this matter is the matter of your life. And also that the times necessary to learn all the rules for effective living now exceeding your life expectancies. I think we seen very recently in Hyderabad, what is our life, what we learned in recent floods and fast 8 to 9 months, the coronavirus. This is a basic learning and giving nature to learn betterly to live your life. People are living life as wish of their demands, our desires, and their own fantasizations. People are not living the what is the reality of it. See, the psychology will tell you what is the reality of a soul, a reality of the human behavior and human life. See, today we are going to focus on, especially in this is an important terminology. This is a very important to understand each and every person in their life. People are having a lot of misassumptions and misconception about psyche, and we just think about what is the psyche and what is the understandability of the psyche, and also we are going to understand what is the dynamics of the behavior, principles of motives, impact of emotions, perceptual organization and relation to the mental illnesses, intellectual thinking, levels of thinking, and the intelligence in the part of life, and what way the attitude impacts on your life, the role of personality in your life and your future, and what is the stress impact on life, and what are the remedies for your life. It's what we are going to discuss and talk about in this today's program, and it is a preparation for the tomorrow's program. See, what the program, because most of the people who are educators, well educators, not aware of different sectors of mental and behavioral disorders, though they're suffering, they're experiencing and having poor quality of life and life satisfaction and living life very pathic. To eradicate and giving better quality of life, and one way we are able to give you the subject evidence based information. People have the lot of understanding, uh, meanings and diversities: soul, mind, psyche, behavior. Where are they? Anybody in the technological world, each and everything we look into the evidence based. If I ask you where is that point, and you are able to see this is a point, this is the responsible for the reason of your behavior. Not like that. So everyone know that soul. People are practicing years together. Whether people knows the soul, can you able to see the soul? Can you able to experience the soul? People say the soul is existed. I believe it. Yes, the belief of your own life is the one which we say is the soul. Another point is the mind. What is the mind is? I used to ask the students or people, those who approach me, do we have a mind? They laugh at me. Why did you ask me whether I have a mind or not? Why cannot I have a mind? I ask you, can you show me the mind where it located? People say that mind is there. Maybe they show me in that his head. I told them when they show that head, it is a head. It has some scientific name of brain. And where it located? Then they says that no, the mind is there with me. I know that the mind is always with me. I can recognize, I can feel, I can subjectively behave. But I say that that's what the psychology is. The way you understand what you are subjectively, that is a self understandability is the mind, the psyche. That's what we are going to discuss in the few slides. What is the psyche and behavior? And we should know the psychology, born with the soul, grown with the mind, and look at the world in the consciousness and living with the behavior. That's what the psychology is. The psychology is born with the soul, grown with the mind, look at the world in the conscious, and stayed with the behavior. Now the psychology growing like a cognition in the neurocognitive level. This is the present state of human psyche where we need to think about it. And also to see that people says that there are a lot of mind and mind behavior, and see that people are behaving in different manner and different ways, and think that there are a lot of people are working on the behaviors and talk about so many things. There is a boy who says that I'm not able to control my anger. There is a boy who does the crime. There is a boy who does the misbehavior. If such things are happening, What could be the reason? See, this is a very clearly says that a person's psyche and mind is responsible for them to behave certain manner. According to Sigmund Freud, he says that the psyche and mind is just an iceberg. What you see in the top of the iceberg is just, you can see that very small part of the iceberg. You see the very small that we see. What in the conscious awareness about the world is the consciousness is the your presence. Then he says that it is very limited what you see in the surroundings with your sensory organs, and you are knowing of it, it is a just very small amount of the point. And also that he sees that behind that there is another important two layers, unconsciousness and pre-consciousness, which you are not able to see in the consciously, but is the energy or force of your behavior is unconsciousness. They are the divided into three important components: id, ego, and superego. The id, ego, superego is responsible for each and every point of your life in your behavior. It is a dictating aspects. That is the force. You can see in the iceberg, it is completely how much is extended and being in that. That is what the your force of energy and force of psyche. And also he says that there is another level of consciousness. There's a pre-consciousness or subconsciousness. This is the thing or what we are feeling it, what we wanted, and what when you tied, what could be the your behavior. That is the one which we emphasizes of your memories and the knowledges and recollections. That is a preliminary time. That is the subconsciousness. If simple manner, a layperson perspective, we can think about a person who looking at the world and aware of the world, what things are going on in the surroundings, is the consciousness. The person who is unconsciously, semi-consciously, like people are intoxication state or having some sort of uh, drug interactions, then that's the state we say is a subconscious state, where the person who's completely unconscious, like deep sleep or REM sleep state, the people are having lot of things, fears, dreams, instincts, all these things comes under this. This is what the unconscious mind influence of your behavior, and it impact a lot. I don't know what actually the people, those who are participating, they speak, they're able to understand this English or not. But the medium of my this presentation supposed to be English. Maybe if our coordinator permit me, I can speak in Telugu also. మీరు బాగా చూస్తే మన కాన్షియస్ పర్సెప్షన్, థాట్స్, థింకింగ్ అనేటివన్నీ కూడా కాన్షియస్లో జరుగుతాయి. మనం గతంలో అనుభవించినటువంటి మెమరీస్ అన్ని కూడా ప్రీ కాన్షియస్లో జరుగుతాయి. మనకు కావాల్సిన ఇన్స్టింక్ట్స్, డిజైర్స్, సెక్షువల్ అడ్జస్, అగ్రెషన్ అనేటివి, వైలెంట్ బిహేవియర్, ఇమ్మోరల్ అడ్జస్ అనేటివన్నీ కూడా ఇడ్, ఈగో, ప్లెజర్ వల్ల జరిగేటువంటి ఇన్స్టింక్ట్స్ అనమాట. ఇవి చాలా ఎక్కువగా ఉంటాయి ప్రతి ఒక్క వ్యక్తిలో. కనుక ఒకానొక సందర్భంలో కొన్ని మీటింగ్స్లో నేను చెప్పడం జరిగింది, మనిషిలో మంచి తత్వం కలిగినటువంటి, మోరల్ వాల్యూ కలిగినటువంటి వ్యక్తి ఉంటాడు. అలాగే ఇమ్మోరల్ వాల్యూలు కలిగినటువంటి, ఒక రకమైనటువంటి క్రూయల్ బిహేవియర్ కలిగిన వ్యక్తి కూడా ఉంటారు. కనుక వ్యక్తులు, ప్రతి ఒక్క వ్యక్తిలో రెండు రకాలైనటువంటి రూపాంతరాలు కలిగి ఉంటారు అన్నది సహజ సిద్ధాంతం. కనుక మనం ఇక్కడ చూస్తే, ఇక్కడ మనం గమనించగలిగితే లాట్ ఆఫ్ థింగ్స్ కెన్ టాక్ అబౌట్ ఇట్. కనుక చాలా మందికి చాలా రకాలుగా అంటూ ఉంటారు, వాట్ ఈస్ ద బిహేవియర్ ఈజ్. బిహేవియర్ అంటే ఇలాగే మన ప్రవర్తన, మనం ఎలా ప్రవర్తిస్తాం అది మన బిహేవియర్ అనుకుంటూ ఉంటాం. ఆ ప్రవర్తనలో ఏముంది, ఎలా ఉంది, హౌ ఇట్ కుడ్ బి, హౌ వీ కెన్ అండర్స్టాండ్ ఇట్. The behavior, to understand the behavior, is the ocean. We cannot understand the behavior in simple manner, because you have to answer all these questions. Why is the behavior? Where is the behavior? When is the behavior? How is the behavior? And what is the behavior? If you are able to answer this question, show that you can understand what about you and what about others. This is the what really says. The behavior is, this is the three important components. మీరు ఒక ప్రవర్తన అర్థం చేసుకోవాలంటే ఈ 3 సద్గుణాలని మనము, ఈ మూల్యాంకాలను మనం అర్థం చేసుకోవాలి. దే ఆర్ కాగ్నిషన్, కొనేషన్, అఫెక్షన్. ద కాగ్నిషన్ అండ్ కొనేషన్, అఫెక్షన్, ఇట్ ఈస్ అ combination of combination of function, we call it a behavior. What is a cognition? Attention, concentration, memory, learning, thinking, reasoning, and forgetting, and also intelligence. See, these all things, where it is, how it just is subject to understanding, subject to experiences. The person knows that what it is. That's what is a cognition. The internal representation. These are the all internal representations. This another important thing is conation. See, the conation is a motor phenomena. What is your cognitive internal thinking? How you react to us externally in the using of your continuum of your motor activity, that is a conation. Each and every cognition and conation accompanying with the affection, that's called, that what we call it is, affection is a ఫీలింగ్ ఆర్ ఎమోషన్. ఒక చిన్న విషయం మీరు గుర్తుంచుకోవాల్సిన విషయం ఏంటంటే, మీరు ఏదైనా ఒక పని చేసేటప్పుడు ఈ యొక్క మూడు వ్యవస్థలు మనం గమనించగలుగుతాం. ఒక పని చేసేదానికి పురుగొలిపేది కాగ్నిషన్ అయితే, పని చేపించేది కొనేషన్, పని చేయడానికి కావాల్సినటువంటి ఎమోషన్ కల్పించేది అఫెక్షన్. కాగ్నిషన్, కొనేషన్, అఫెక్షన్ అనేది దిస్ ఆర్ ద ఇంపార్టెంట్ మెకానిజం విచ్ ఇస్ దేర్ ఇన్ ద బిహేవియర్. ఒక ప్రవర్తన అర్థం చేసుకోవాలంటే ఈ మూడింటిని మనం అర్థం చేసుకోవాలి. కనుక ఎప్పుడైతే ఒక వ్యక్తి ఒక ప్రవర్తన అర్థం చేసుకోగలుగుతారో, ఆ వ్యక్తి తనను తాను అర్థం చేసుకొని ఇతరులను కూడా అర్థం చేసుకోవడానికి ఆస్కారం ఉంది. కనుక this is very important to understand the further step of the psychological principle. I think the audience, spectators understand that clearly. What is a behavior? Behavior is a combination of cognition, conation, affection on the basis of contextual phenomena. That's what the psychology is. Psychology is a study of human behavior in a contextual basis. This is what the psychology is. See, excuse me, technical glitch. Yeah, this is what the dynamics of behavior, what we understand now. See, next important concept is motives. The majority of the people says that motivation, my child is not motivated towards the academics. I'm not feeling to feeling myself to study well. I'm not feeling to work. See, each and every moment of your life, motives or motivation will be with you. See, for example, what is the motive of me to being part of this program? What is the motivation of yourself as part of this program? See, that is the important things. See, everyone should know the motives. The motive is, it is a desire, need, drive, and satisfaction of life. Is a goal directed behavior. Simple way, it is a goal directed behavior. A person should have some sort of wants, desires. The wants or desires are multiple. That combined, what is essential now, that will be forming a need. Then it's a need is making you some energy to drive you, make a movement, and reaching a drive into the goal, and satisfaction of the goal is the motivation. See, that's the motivation. You know that a athlete wake up at 4 o'clock, goes the field and work physical exercise, does lot of physical body fitness exercise and procedures, and come back. Why? A IAS IPS competitor does a lot of study and analysis and discussion and competitive evaluations. Why is doing it? Why? He has a motive, he has a desire, he has a need, he has a drive to satisfy his own desires. That is what the motive is. Basically, motives are two types: intrinsic motives, extrinsic motives. Some of the motives comes within yourself, within your body and mind. Some of the motives comes in the external aspects. See, for example, see, what is the purpose being sleeping yourself at 8 o'clock or 9 o'clock? Is a purpose making your body normal and rhythmic. There's a purpose making yourself very comfortable and taking decisions by yourself. See, your own autonomy and helping you to take decisions. That is one of the within the gratification of yourself. See, I want to be like this. I would like to be like this. Yeah, my dear friends, I just want you ask you all, please put on your videos and please mute your audio. This I request you because it is a the program is completely recording and each and every person been counting in the attendance how many people are attending in the live of the Zoom and also live in the video YouTube. Okay, so we just our supervisors are looking at the your observations, your participation. Please mute your audio, mute your sorry uh, on the video. Okay, this is what the motive is. Intrinsic motives, extrinsic motives. People are it within their self, within the bodily requirement, and psychologically they're put off themselves. That is the intrinsic. The external motives are there are some external factors. I think very recently we celebrated Vijayadashmi. See, Vijayadashmi, what happened? Most of the business people, most of the malls are given extremity of offers, like up to 70%, up to 75%. What is the meaning of putting the people 75% of offers of the different aspects? And also that they put it time, if you purchase before this festival, we are giving XYZ. See, this is the actually the external factors or gaining factors make the people to walk in into the shopping malls. When you enter into the shopping malls, they will keep certain offer products and separately and remaining product which is a very attractive new arrivals very extensively. When we enter into the shopping malls, our desires, our wants will changes of what the perspective we come to the shopping mall, then it urge you to purchase it. This is what the motives of external motive of to making us to walk into the shopping mall. This is the in this external motive, compensation, punishment, reward are the important phenomena as influencing us to work like this. Okay, this is the motives which works on the influencing of our behavior, making us to go ahead in the forward. This some of the principles we just go through that. Principles of proper incentive and reinforcement is one of the energetic factors which make you to forward. And also that principles of ensuring success. See, when you work, for example, people if I does this, I can gain, I can be perfect. If I purchase some author book, I can get good knowledge and good standards. So these are the some ensure success is the reinforcement factors or assumptible factors are making you to work proper manner. See, these are the motivational principles which work to work properly. And I think you may know that different theories of motives, like motivational theories by Maslow hierarchy theories, okay, instinct theories. I think if you remember instinct theories by Sigmund Freud, is clearly explained that the human psyche has two instincts. That is a eros and thanatos. What is the eros and thanatos? What is the life instinct and death instinct? Life instinct is where you are the people explore your life, explore your no generation to generation. That is the sex is the life instinct which make you go ahead further. This is the death instinct is aggression is the death instinct which make you to fall or die or dissolve the things. This is the basic instinctual aspect which is imposing of motivation. And also that there is another important principle which we need to focus on, this emotions. The what is emotion? See, if I say a terminology, emover, this is word is emotions derived from it. The emover is, it means stirred up state. See, this is the state we use as see that there is stirred up state. You say that it implies you some sort of emotion. Okay, the emotion is basically a negative and positive, whether they were positive emotion or negative emotion. You can see the slide, there's different types of negative emotions or different types of positive emotions are being written. We can go ahead. Negative emotions are fear, hate, regret, shame, guilt, sadness, anger. These are the negative emotions which causes of lot of psychological behavioral abnormalities in your life. And also you can see that there are some positive emotions which help you to be active in living of your life: happiness, empathy, pride, hope, faith, joy, love. See, these are the positive emotions and negative emotions. Those who work to change of the emotion to negative to positive is good for them to live life or having good positive behavior in the future and thing. See, you can also see that what happens in the emotions, how it impacts in the emotions in the body and physiologically and cognitively and subjective of feelings, and how it is impacting of your behavior. See, basically, when you get into the one or other emotions, you can see that in the slide there are a lot of different types of emotions and your physical postures, physical expressions, and you can see that different types of disgust feelings. You can see that. See, when you have an emotion, if it is a negative emotion, it reflects on your mind and your facial expressions. That's what we say, that mostly the emotions are your face, or your face is the index of your mind, and how you are, how pleasant you are, it's going to be reflect on your face. See, that's what emotions are: very conscious experiences present. What is your reaction towards your environment, and how the environment involving you in your behavior? It is a vice versa. The environment can influence our emotions. You can influence of you can also modify it in the situations. That is vice versa can happens. See, the emotions are differs, and the emotions can play a different manner. The emotions can impact on your physiological conditions. For example, simple physiological condition I can explain you. Most of the parents used to come before the exams. Sir, మా పాప భోజనం సరిగ్గా చేయడం లేదు, సరిగ్గా నిద్రపోవడం లేదు, ఇంతకుముందు చాలా మంచిగా తినేది. She used to have very good diet and appetite. Now fast 1.5 months is not at all taking proper food officially, though we just try to give good tasty food, but also this is not able to take it. What happened to her? See, when she is in anxious state, when she is in anxious state about thinking about her exams, thinking about her marks, thinking about her future, she is so much of preoccupation of her future in academics. She is just not able to think, not able to have pleasantness of the taste of the food. See, that's what happened. See, that's what this is a psychologically, she is a preoccupation and thinking about the her exams, but she is a physiological body getting affected. This is vice versa. Those who are suffering with one or other chronic illnesses, physical health, that can lead to some of the psychological thing. You can see that people are those who are suffering with the cancer, those are terminal illnesses, or kidney failures, terminal illness. Those who are having any neurological related severe problems can significantly see emotional changes. That's the reason most of the emotions affecting on physiological arousal. And also that, you know, those who are start thinking negative emotions, you get negative emotions channelized, negative thoughts. For example, I'm thinking of my son. Why is doing like that? I think that what was he was done in previously and another before, like I just channelizedly I get all negative about him. If I thought about my son is a positively, I get a positive. That's what the emotion is. Because which door you open in amygdala? If you open negative door, you get all negative thoughts. If you open your positive door, you will get all positive about the about feelings about the person. That's what emotion reaction. When you are emotionally unstable, when you are emotional unstable, you have a lot of cognitive disturbances. See, that's what especially school children we talk about. When you are in the exam, you should not have వాట్ వాజ్ యు ఆర్ నాట్ డన్. మీరు ఏదైతే చేయలేదో, ఏదైతే చదవలేదో ఆ విషయాలను గుర్తు చేసుకోవడం మొదలు పెడితే, నువ్వు ఏదైతే చదివావో, వాట్ యు స్టడీ ఇన్ ఫర్ ద ఎగ్జామ్, దట్ విల్ బి హైడెడ్ బై ది యువర్ యాంగ్జైటీ. కనుక significantly the emotion can impact on the cognitive functions. And also that emotions are subjective matters. My emotions may not affect your emotions. That's what we say that. For example, in Hyderabad people, most of the Hyderabad was affected with the floods. No, so a lot of people have suffered. A lot of people have suffered for the basic needs. See, it is the people who suffered had a lot of experience of emotions. Those who are just been supporting from other side, their emotions are differs. Okay, this is a direct experience. If my family had some grief reactions, that emotional state of mine and neighbors emotional reactions differs. And also that when you are in the emotional, your temperaments or external behavior significantly changes. కనుక ఎవరైనా ఎమోషనల్ చేంజెస్ కానీ వస్తే ఎమోషన్స్ అనేది మీ ప్రవర్తన పైన, మీ శరీరం పైన, మీ యొక్క ఆలోచన తీరు పైన, కాగ్నిషన్ పైన, మీ యొక్క సబ్జెక్టివ్ ఇంటర్ప్రిటేషన్ పైన కూడా దాని ప్రభావం ఉంటుంది. ఓకే, దిస్ ఇస్ ద త్రీ ఇంపార్టెంట్ కీస్ యూ షుడ్ రిమెంబర్ in the emotions. One is the subjective experience, physiological response, and behavioral response. This is a very commonly can see in our day-to-day life. This already we talk about it. Just give you a small example. Very recently, I was not very much in the itihasas. I also recently, because of coronavirus, I was during the lockdown. I just watched different movies. In that, I also watched the Mahabharat. You know what is emotion of during the Mahabharat? During the Mahabharat, there was a time where, please, just a small aspect. I just want to ask you all the participants, please put on your videos. Please mute your audio, which is very important. It's a very important. Please make sure that all your videos should be on, because people are taking your photos. It's very mandatory for the certification for the in the record program. Please keep your video on, mute your audio, please. And come to the point of the emotion in relation to itihasas. How can you just interpret? Uh, Actually, in the Mahabharat, everyone knows this. Ashwadhama, Guru, to make emotionally diversion, there was the very keyword Ashwadhama atah kunjaraha, atah gap kunjaraha. The meaning of this and what was the reality happened and interpretation was taken, and how the Ashwadhama been fighted in the during the war. See, this is the very important. Very recently, I think all my people knows that we are team in the Manovikas. Recently, there was a one instant. I did not label the name of the client. I can give you. There is a girl who is a very aspirant of aeronautical engineer. She is very dream about aeronautical engineer, and she was tried different colleges. There was a one chance in the college. On that chance, the father was talking on the our phone. The first word says by the institutional management, the seats are filled. The seats, no more seats, the seats are filled. But there's a gap. There's a management possibilities are there. Only 3 management seats are there. There was a girl was uh, who just listened, hear that there's no seats of aviation. After the same day night, she was died. See, this simple thing. See, she should have waited. What is the conversations going on the next moment? After that, maybe 1 or 2 minutes later, or otherwise she should have trust going there at the institution and confirming what is the reality, or she can hope it there is another institutions or another year to wait for the chance. But there was a emotion which trigger her or insult her, guilt about herself, feeling of guilt not getting in the seat, she was committed suicide. See, that is a simple emotion which make the people to take decisions. That's what we people says that to trigger gunshot and to die, it will take time. Sometime may not die. But if you have a thought of bullet, it will kill you sure. See, that's a emotional thought. That's what we say. The emotions are very important. To maintain emotions are very much important. And emotional disorders we are going to discuss about tomorrow. Okay, and behavioral disorders also we are going to discuss about tomorrow, because it's all the fundamentals. And another important aspect, cognition. What is a cognition? This is what we say that memory, imagination, evaluation are the complex mental process we can see that very important, the attention, concentration, perception, thinking, reasoning, learning, memory, intelligence. These are the cognitive components are responsible us to be a human being. Human being. Today we are human beings because we are having these all components. How it affects in our life? I can give you a small one of the examples of in this. What you are seeing. Look at the slides. Look at the slides. How you look, how you interpret. Please put in chat box. How what did you are seeing there? మీరు ఏం చూస్తున్నారు అన్నది మీ చాట్ బాక్స్లో ప్లే చేయండి. అక్కడ చూడండి మీకు ఏం కనిపిస్తుంది. You can see that how it took me. See, in this point of time, perception. మీరు ఏం చూస్తున్నారు, ఏం అర్థం చేసుకుంటున్నారు, ఏం అనుకుంటున్నారు, దానికి అనుగుణమైనటువంటి ఆలోచన ఏంటి? Now, actually, sorry, I just given a wrong information. There's no chat box now. Okay, the last we are going to put in a question and answers. No, then we can talk about what are the things. We can make a note of it, not in the chat box. Make a note of it. When last we can have a question and answers. We will try to allow you as much as possible. Okay, or otherwise you can send the messages to the mail ID. We'll respond for you. Okay, so what is the perception is? The people, what you see, how did you interpret? It is a what you see in an object, how you interpret of it. See, perceiving an object, understanding your own meaning manner. See, నేను ఒక విధంగా చూస్తాను, మీరు ఒక విధంగా చూస్తారు. I am able to see a young woman. There are people says, and one of the team here is a old woman. See, I am able to see a young girl. Another person says it's young, it's old woman. What? Why? The same picture. What? Why the differences? See, my perception, his perception maybe differs the interpretation of our own experiences. This is what the perception is. Perceiving and stimulus, understanding meaningful manner is a perception. Perceiving and stimulus and understanding meaningful manner is the perception. Okay, this is the perception is. There are a lot of perceptual interpretations we are seeing in the day-to-day life. మీరు చూడండి, చాలా మంది హాస్పిటల్స్కి రావడం, మానసిక వైద్యశాలకు వచ్చి ట్రీట్మెంట్ తీసుకోవడంలో ముఖ్యమైనటువంటి పోషణ వచ్చేది ఏంటంటే పర్సెప్చువల్ అబ్నార్మాలిటీస్. వాట్ ఈస్ ద పర్సెప్చువల్ అబ్నార్మాలిటీస్? హాలుజినేషన్స్. వాట్ ఈస్ ద హాలుజినేషన్? లేనిది కూడా, కనిపించింది కూడా కనపడినట్టు, కనపడుతున్నట్టు, ఉన్నట్టు నమ్మే భావన. చుట్టుపక్కల ఎటువంటి వ్యక్తులు లేనప్పటికీ కూడా వ్యక్తులను చూడడం. ఇప్పుడు మీరు చూడొచ్చు వీడియోలో. ఓకే, ఒక లేడీ సిట్టింగ్ ఇన్ ద కార్నర్ ఆఫ్ ద రూమ్. ఓకే, అండ్ లుకింగ్, there are lot of images, or the human people are there surrounding of her. She is so scared because they are going to do something. That is our belief. Surrounding of there are 3-4 people are there. 3-4 people are there. They are going to harm, but the physically no one is there. That is what the hallucination is. అంటే చుట్టుపక్కల ఏమి లేకపోయినప్పటికీ, చుట్టుపక్కల ఎటువంటి శబ్దాలు లేకపోయినప్పటికీ, అటువంటి శబ్దాలు వినపడడం కానీ, వ్యక్తులు కనిపించడం కానీ, ఇమేజెస్, ఏ ఇమేజెస్, వ్యక్తులు కావచ్చు, XYZ ఏమైనా కావచ్చు, కానీ ఉన్నప్పుడు అటువంటి ప్రవర్తన మనం ఏమంటామంటే హాలుజినేషన్స్, పర్సెప్చువల్ అబ్నార్మాలిటీ హాలుజినేషన్స్ అంటారు. అలాంటి హాలుజినేషన్స్ అన్ని రకాల సెన్సరీ ఆస్పెక్ట్స్ ఉంటాయి. విజువల్ హాలుజినేషన్స్ ఉంటుంది, ఆడిటరీ హాలుజినేషన్స్ ఉంటుంది, కెనెస్థెటిక్, ఆల్ సెన్స్కి హాలుజినేషన్స్ ఉంటాయి. కనుక మనం చూడాల్సిన విషయం ఏంటంటే పర్సెప్చువల్ అబ్నార్మాలిటీస్ అనేది కూడా ఒక మానసిక సమస్య. పర్సెప్చువల్ ఎర్రర్స్ కూడా చాలా చూస్తూ ఉంటాయి. ఇందాక మనం చూసాము, దిస్ ఇస్ వాట్ వి సే ఇస్ ఎ పర్సెప్చువల్ ఎర్రర్. See, we are not able to see one single figure. If you see far, you can have some different interpretation. If you see near, you can have different interpretation. That is a perceptual. The reality is something differs. Okay, see that you can just have a this is what one of the example of the focus, field of focus. You see that the first slide, the first part. See, in the first part of the picture, that focus is a limited space. You can see this limited. Then you start thinking that the rat is so safe because nothing is there. The only rat. I'm just seeing the only rat. The rat is so safe. When the field is increased, widen, The second picture you can see here, there is a dog just catching the rat. So there is some worry because there is no rat alone. This is another dog is also there because it's insecure. We see that dog is approaching the rat. It is not safe now. Okay. In third picture, you can see that the man is restraining the dog and the rat is safe. Because here you can see the third, the man is holding the dog and okay, rat is will be safe. That's one way we can see that. The last picture we can see that focus on still more widen. We can see that the cat is approaching the rat and is not safe. See here, another thing is the approaching. The dog, because of dog is okay. As the field of focus widen, the new objects are included in the focus, changing the nature is truth. See, this is what we are supposed to learn. We are we learn so many diseases. We learn so many diseases. We know before we used to see malaria, dengue. Then we see there is another extensive. Now we are suffering with the corona. We never expected, we never discovered, we never thought about it. Now the throughout the world, so scared and so much of worried about things. Means that how much you focus, how much you extended, one or other important things will come. The nature is the ultimate truth. What is the nature? It is going to be determined of our lives, not you. How much we technically medicine or technology grown up, but we are not able to correct our own lives because of this. Recently we learned in Hyderabad the floods, because how technically we are just growing up, but our roads and no channels are not proper. We are getting so much of problems. You can have another references. You can look at the picture. Okay, you see that two people look at this picture. Okay, then it appear to some people see that cloud, and one interpret is a person, another interpret is the same cloud in a different manner. Interpretation of the same truth in different ways, that is what the nature of the truth. Okay, this is the what the truth we should understand from the nature. As another important component and the principles of psychological aspect, intelligence. What is the intelligence is? See, actually, intelligence is the global capacity. Simplify, we can say that today humans are so intelligent. Today we are able to reach a moon. We are able to work so much of things. We are able to discover faster than before. We are able to very comfortable. Today I sat in room and talking about you in different parts of India and world. This is what the intelligence played, discovered technology. See what the intelligence is, how it part of our life. See, today we are able to adjust and adapt what is today and what is tomorrow, what is the past. See, the intelligence is adaptability and adjustability to developing of the situation and making yourself effectively leading in the environment. మీకున్నటువంటి అడాప్టబిలిటీ అడ్జస్టబిలిటీ అనేది ఈ యొక్క సమాజంలో ఎంత ఎఫెక్టివ్గా మిమ్మల్ని మార్చగలుగుతుందో దాన్ని మనం ఇంటెలిజెన్స్ అని చెప్తూ ఉంటాం. కనుక ఈ ఇంటెలిజెన్స్ అనేది ప్లే మేజర్ రోల్ ఇన్ యువర్ లైఫ్. కానీ చాలా మందికి తెలియని విషయం ఏంటంటే, ఈ మధ్య కాలంలో నేను చూసిన విషయం ఏంటంటే, చాలా మంది ఇంటెలిజెన్స్ గురించి తెలుసుకోకపోవడం. చాలా మంది ఎలా ఉంటుందంటే, మా అబ్బాయి సరిగా పిల్లలతో మాట్లాడండి, పిల్లలు చెప్పిన మాట అర్థం చేసుకోడండి, అలాగే మా పిల్లవాడు అందరి మాదిరి లేడండి. ఎందుకు లేడంటే వాళ్ళ తాతయ్య గారు ఇలా ఉన్నాడంట, ఎప్పుడు వరకు ఉన్నాడంటే పెళ్ళి అయ్యే వరకు అలాగా ఉన్నాడంట, పెళ్ళి అయిపోయిన తర్వాత చాలా బాగున్నాడు, మంచిగా మా వారు పుట్టినారు, మా వారిని సాకారు. సి దిస్ ఇస్ ద myths, this is the faulty interpretations of the society. What is the truth? చూడండి, every stage of development, every stage there is some standard instructions, standard development, standard functions. It's supposed to be function appropriately. If it is not able to function appropriately, immediately has to take care of, otherwise he is going to be back or lacuna in the in the society. How to understand intelligence? A boy who is 3.5 years is supposed to develop eye and motor coordination and able to draw circle and square. If he is able to draw appropriately circle and square, it means that his age approximately 3.5 years. And also that he is able to do preliminary daily activities. ఎందుకంటే, see you, if you come to the clinical psychologist can administer this intelligence test and confirm that what is your child's intelligence. But if you are not able to come, at least the public should understand making your child doing some activity, whether he is able to do it is appropriate or not. See, eye and motor coordination very important in 3.5 years to 5 years. And he should be able to have minimum 12 to 15 minutes listening capacity. 15 minutes, minimum 15 minutes listening capacity. And he should have a capacity constructive toys play. అంటే ఇప్పుడు మనం చూస్తూ ఉంటాం టాయ్ ప్లే ఉంటుంది అనమాట. ఏదైనా ఒక టాయ్ ఇచ్చినప్పుడు తను ఒక కన్స్ట్రక్టివ్గా ప్లే అమర్చుకొని తను ప్లే చేయగలగాలి. బిల్డింగ్ బ్లాక్స్, if you give some toys and he is able to keep blocks one on the top, minimum 10 blocks. అలాగే ఆ పిల్లవాడు నడవడం ఎలా నడుస్తున్నాడు, స్టేర్ కేస్ ఎక్కడం ఎలా ఎక్కగలుగుతున్నాడు, ఎలా దిగగలుగుతున్నాడు, దిస్ ఆర్ ద వెరీ ఇంపార్టెంట్. ఎందుకంటే if the child's intelligence is not age appropriate, he is going to be lifelong dependent. He is going to be lifelong dependent. See, that's what intellectual disability is another important thing. Intellectual disability is a very important thing which make the people very vulnerable and lifelong dependent. ఏం చేస్తాం, ఇంటెలిజెన్స్ ఎలా తెలుసుకోవాలి? మీరు మీ పిల్లల్ని అలాగే మీ చుట్టుపక్కల ఉన్న పిల్లల్ని 3.5 years బిఫోర్ 5 years ఒక ఇంటెలిజెన్స్ టెస్ట్ చేసుకోవడం ద్వారా మీ పిల్లల యొక్క ఐక్యూ లెవెల్ ఎలా ఉంటుందో తెలుస్తుంది, ఏ లెవెల్లో ఉంటుంది, వెదర్ ఇస్ యావరేజ్, అబోవ్ యావరేజ్, సుపీరియర్, జీనియస్ అండ్ గిఫ్టెడ్, అవన్నీ కూడా నార్మల్ లెవెల్స్. ఐక్యూ అనేది 90 కంటే ఎక్కువ ఉంటే దాన్ని నార్మల్ అని చెప్తాం. ఐక్యూ లెవెల్ 69 కంటే బిలో ఉంటే, 69 బిలో ఉంటే ఇంటెలెక్చువల్ డిజబిలిటీ అని చెప్తుంటాం. ఇంటెలెక్చువల్ డిజబిలిటీ అనే వాళ్ళు లైఫ్ లాంగ్ డిపెండెన్స్ కలిగి ఉంటారు. దట్ కేటగిరీ will be painful for the further life. Kanuka, from birth to 16 years, there are a lot of changes can take place. Minimum people to approach appropriate consultation to the clinical psychologist. They can do IQ assessment and find out what are the levels. Based on level, they can suggest you what are the training is possible to improve these cognitive functions. That cognitive functions can help you to improve further stages. That's what we tell you, number of people, the cognitive functions can improve using of exposure, social skill training, and creativity, and mathematic calculations, and exposing different abacus exercises can help you a lot. And doing some physical exercises, household activities, and field works, which will help you to improve a child's IQ level from birth to 16 years. After 16 years, nothing can be changed. Only skills can be modifiable or trainable. That's what we are trying to say. Intelligence is a very important thing. If you think about it as a building, the pillars are the important thing to stand in the life of the building. Kanuka, ఒక వ్యక్తి యొక్క లైఫ్ స్టాండర్డ్గా ఉండాలంటే ఇంటెలిజెన్స్ అనేది చాలా ప్రముఖ పాత్ర పోషిస్తుంది. ఆ యొక్క ఇంటెలిజెన్స్ని 3.5 years 5 years లోగానే మనం చూడాలి. కనుక మన అందరూ కూడా ఆలోచించాల్సింది ఏంటంటే, ప్రతి ఒక్కరు గుర్తించాల్సిన విషయం ఇంటెలిజెన్స్ని మనం గుర్తించగలగాలి. ఇంటెలిజెన్స్ యొక్క లేని సమయంలో మీకు తెలిసినటువంటి వ్యక్తుల దగ్గర, అంటే ఒక క్వాలిఫైడ్ క్లినికల్ సైకాలజిస్ట్ దగ్గర అసెస్ చేసుకునే ఇంటెలిజెన్స్ చెప్తారు. ఇకపోతే ఇంటెలిజెన్స్ డిజార్డర్స్ గురించి ఒక 2 నిమిషాలు నేను చెప్తాను. మామూలుగా ఈ సబ్నార్మల్ ఇంటెలిజెన్స్ అనేది 4 రకాలుగా విభజించడం జరుగుతుంది. మైల్డ్, మోడరేట్, సివియర్, ప్రొఫౌండ్. ఐక్యూ లెవెల్ బిలో 20 ఉంటే ప్రొఫౌండ్ ఇంటెలిజెన్స్ అని చెప్పి, ఐక్యూ లెవెల్ 20-34 ఉంటే సివియర్ ఇంటెలెక్చువల్ డిజాబిలిటీ అని చెప్పి, ఐక్యూ లెవెల్ 35-49 ఉంటే మోడరేట్ ఇంటెలెక్చువల్ డిజాబిలిటీ అని చెప్పి, ఐక్యూ లెవెల్ 15-69 మధ్యలో ఉంటే మైల్డ్ ఇంటెలెక్చువల్ డిజాబిలిటీ అని చెప్తూ ఉంటాం. ఈ యొక్క డిజాబిలిటీ కేటగిరీలో మైల్డ్ ఎడ్యుకేటబుల్, మోడరేట్ ట్రైనబుల్, severe supervised trainable, profound cannot be trainable, lifelong fully dependent for his self-help skills. That's the reason what I try to say, to minimize of national burden or family burden, please approach a clinical psychologist to assess your child's IQ, whether it's a normal or subnormal. If it is a normal, show that he can have more enhancement. And also that I just giving you a cautious question. Please don't impose your thoughts, don't impose your ideas, don't impose your dreams on your child without knowing of their intellectual abilities. Without knowing of their mental abilities, don't impose anything, your thoughts or dreams on your child. Why? Because see, your child has average IQ, and you are imposing your child should get engineering seat, to get medicine seat, to be a good no, good position. Why? Because the person can perform preliminary academic program. He cannot work more than 6 hours. He cannot have that cognitive wide wide. See, that's the reason what we try to say, that you should know intelligence. Based on that his intelligence and his interest, you think about his career and further. That's what that also the psychologist will help you to identifying of your vocational skills of your child and career skills of your child. That's also very important. See, that's the reason the intelligence is very play a major role in your life. Then the personality. Another important thing is the personality. See, what is a personality is, majority of the people says that how appear in a person, what is the physical appearance of the person, the beautiness of the person or handsomeness of the person is the personality. It is a lay person perspective. Personality is not just appearance, personality is not just smart, personality is the totality of the behavior, total behavior. See, the personality says is a dynamic organization of those psychophysical system. It determines its character and unique adjustment is in an environment. See, ఒక వ్యక్తి యొక్క సైకలాజికల్ ఫిజియలాజికల్ ఫ్యాక్టర్స్ ఆర్ రెస్పాన్సిబుల్ ఫర్ హిస్ క్యారెక్టరిస్టిక్ బిహేవియర్, జస్ట్ నాట్ ఓన్లీ వన్. కనుక మనం గుర్తించాల్సిన విషయం ఏంటంటే మూర్తిమత్వం అనేది చాలా ప్రముఖ పాత్ర పోషిస్తుంది జీవితంలో. ఎలాగంటే ఒక వ్యక్తి పుట్టినప్పటి నుంచి చదవడానికి ఉపయోగపడేది ఇంటెలిజెన్స్ అయితే, బతకడానికి ఉపయోగపడేది ఎమోషన్స్ అయితే, బతుకుని సంతృప్తిపరచడానికి ఉపయోగపడేది పర్సనాలిటీ. యునో, సి the intelligence play a major role to get into the good education. Emotion will give you being happy of your emotional maturity and social gathering. Personality will give you subject to happiness and quality of life. See, this is the three important components play a major role in the life. See, the personality development play a major role. See, there are a lot of people comes and approach us. My son or my daughter so anxious. My daughter, if I ask her to go the shopping mall or shop to purchase XYZ, she is so scared about going out, and she's thinking about too much. If anyone comes to near to her or opposed to her, she get very shivering and tremors, and we don't know why it is happening. People are not aware of what the development of the first. See, the personality develops from the childhood and completely develops before 18 years. Means before 18 years, what are the exposure, what are the gratifications, what are the maturities a child learn, that is his personality or is her personality. Kanuka simple example ikkada cheptanu. I want to just express you small example. A child who born from the day to 2 years, if the child is not slept properly with the mother, touching of mother's womb, the child sure that she will have the future so much of anxiety problems. అంటే ఒక పుట్టిన పాప బాబు పుట్టిన రోజు నుంచి 2 సంవత్సరాల మధ్య కాలంలో తల్లి ఆనుకొని తల్లి స్పర్శకు పూర్తిగా పొంది తన యొక్క లైఫ్లో ఎలా ఉంటుంది, పొందినటువంటి పాప ఎలా ఉంటుందంటే, ఎవరైతే తల్లి చెంతన బాగా అత్తుకొని పడుకున్నటువంటి పాప ఉంటుందో ఆ పాప చాలా ధైర్యంగాను స్పాంటేనిటీగాను చాలా మానసిక చాలా బలంగా ఉంటుంది. అలాగే ఎవరైతే మదర్ నుంచి సపరేట్ కాబడి బయట అంటే ఉయ్యాల్లో పెరగడం కానీ లేకపోతే గ్రాండ్ పేరెంట్స్ దగ్గర పెరగడం కానీ జరిగితే ఆ పిల్లల యొక్క భవిష్యత్తు ఎలా ఉంటుంది, చాలా యాంగ్జియస్గాను వరీడ్గా ఉంటుంది. కనుక సింపుల్ లాజిక్, వేర్ డిడ్ ద చైల్డ్ గ్రోన్ అప్, and what are the environments he's been part of it, and what are the emotional expressions he was, and whether the child grown up with the appropriate caretaker or not అని చాలా ఇంపార్టెంట్. ఈ యొక్క పర్సనాలిటీ మనం డిస్కస్ చేసుకునేటప్పుడు ఒక విషయాన్ని గుర్తుపెట్టుకోవాలి. ఏంటంటే ఇట్ ఈస్ very much important. Why? Because today we are increasing crime rate. See, increasing crime rate and thinking about to getting good punishments those who done the crime. Why is done a crime? Nobody question about it. Nobody think about what was his past. Just everyone think about punishment should given immediately. How? చూడండి, ఒక వ్యక్తి ఒక యాంటీ సోషల్గా ప్రవర్తిస్తున్నాడు అంటే కారణం ఏంటి? Sure that there is a completely parenting style is important. The parenting style, where the parenting style, the child was not properly nurtured, not being exposed properly family care and family emotions. The child was always separated. చూడండి, most of the crime are depending upon the faulty parenting style children's. అంటే పెథలాజికల్ ఫ్యామిలీ స్టైల్స్ అని చెప్తూ ఉంటాం మేము. పెథలాజికల్ ఫ్యామిలీ స్టైల్స్ అంటే ఏంటి? డిస్టర్బ్డ్ ఫ్యామిలీ, డిస్టర్బెన్స్ ఫ్యామిలీ. డిస్టర్బ్డ్ ఫ్యామిలీ మీన్స్ those who are not having mother or father, those are not having father or mother, single parent. Such environment, the children can have lot of personality issues. Those who are the child born disturbed family, every day fighting, every day quarreling, every day doing one or other sort of discussion or aggressive behaviors, it's also impacting of the child's growth and emotions and personality. కనుక డిస్టర్బ్ ఫ్యామిలీ అయినా డిస్టర్బెన్సెస్ ఫ్యామిలీలు అటువంటి వాతావరణంలో పెరిగిన పిల్లల్లో పర్సనాలిటీ ప్రాబ్లమ్స్, యాంటీ సోషల్ బిహేవియర్ కానీ, ఇంపల్సివిటీ కానీ, ఎమోషనల్ అన్స్టెబిలిటీ కానీ ఎక్కువ వచ్చేదానికి ఆస్కారం ఉంది. కనుక అటువంటి ప్రాబ్లమ్స్ ఉంటే చాలా భవిష్యత్తు అనేది చాలా దుర్బలంగా ఉంటుంది. See, this is the personality. We can think about there are some of the important personality disorders. There is a paranoid personality disorder, schizoid personality disorder, antisocial personality disorders, anarchistic personality disorders, anxious and avoidance personality disorders అనేటివి ప్రముఖంగా మనం చూస్తూ ఉంటాం సొసైటీలో. ఏంటి పారనాయిడ్ పర్సనాలిటీ డిజార్డర్స్ అని ఎలా చెప్పగలుగుతాం? See, కాన్స్టెంట్లీ మిస్ట్రస్టింగ్ ఆఫ్ హిస్ పార్ట్నర్, కాన్స్టెంట్లీ ఎప్పుడు కూడా, ఏ సందర్భంలో కూడా, ఎటువంటి సందర్భంలో కూడా మిస్ట్రస్ట్, నమ్మలేనటువంటి ప్రవర్తన కలిగి ఉంటే అటువంటి ప్రవర్తన మనం ఏం చెప్తామంటే పారనాయిడ్ అని చెప్తాం. స్కిజాయిడ్ పర్సనాలిటీ డిజార్డర్. స్కిజాయిడ్ అంటే సింగిల్ మొనోటమస్ ప్రియాక్యుపేషన్ కలిగి, స్కిజాయిడ్ అంటే హాలుసినేటివ్ డెల్యూషనల్ ఫార్మింగ్ ఆఫ్ థాట్స్ ని కలిగి, ఒక పూర్తిగా ఒక వ్యక్తికే ఏకాగ్రతగా ఉండి సోషల్ కాంటాక్ట్స్ పూర్తిగా దూరంగా ఉన్నటువంటి వ్యక్తిత్వం కలిగిన వ్యక్తిని స్కిజాయిడ్కి మనం పరిగణిస్తూ ఉంటాం. యాంటీ సోషల్ అంటే ఇతరుల్ని కొట్టడం ద్వారా, ఇతరుని ప్రాపర్టీస్ డ్యామేజ్ చేయడం ద్వారా, దొంగతనం చేయడం ద్వారా, రాబరీ చేయడం ద్వారా గ్రాటిఫికేషన్ పొంది సంతృప్తి పొందేటువంటి వ్యక్తిత్వం కలిగిన వాళ్ళని యాంటీ సోషల్ పర్సనాలిటీగా చెప్తూ ఉంటాం. ఎమోషనల్ అన్స్టేబుల్ పర్సనాలిటీస్. పీపుల్ ఆర్ దోస్ హూ ఆర్ not able to maintain their emotions appropriately for the situation. Situation ki appropriate kaakunda, they get some sort of fluctuation one another. Sometimes they are like very empathized, very cold and very comfort, and after some time we don't know when is going to be aggressive. Such type of changes of the emotion is the emotional instability personality disorder. And also that anarchistic personality disorder. See, this is very recently I am seeing that this anarchistic personality disorders are increasing now. What is anarchistic personality? There is a very stingy, they are very stingy of ideas, fixed ideas, and very perfectionism, highest perfectionism trait. They want things like that only, what they like, how they like, what they believe, they want just like that, not anything else. Such type of fixed ideas or perfectionism trait is the anarchistic, or especially we can say in another form obsessive compulsive personality traits. And anxious avoidance personalities, the people are constantly anxious about each and every activity of their behavior. Such time they think that each thing, anticipate everything is a fear, something is going to happen negatively if I go somewhere else. They're always anxious. That's the reason they try to avoid the situation, they go away from the situations. This is also very common, and it is majority people are experiencing this thing. There's a These are the very common psychological personality disorders in the public measure. There are other personality disorders also there, but it's a very common. And also that if you talk about personality, there are a lot of things we are going to discuss about tomorrow. Okay, let it be there. Okay, let's go for the another things. Every person, those who are attending today's our program, wants to know about, and also we also know about what is the stress is. Manasika ఒత్తిడి ఏంటి? What is the stress is? Stress actually, it is a two phenomena: what you pursue and what is the reality between the conflict. What I thought about, something what I thought about today, we thought about to organize this program in our premises in Manovikas Psychodiagnostic and Counseling Center. We planned everything yesterday, completed everything. You just want to go and put the laptop on. What was thing happened at approximately at 1 o'clock? Our team person just opened the door and just seen that completely our power burned completely. So see, when we came to know that we cannot work, what is the second option now? So only thing, we are at confused state, and take a breath and just search for the alternative opportunities. We get an opportunity, one of our friend and well-wisher, when just call, this is state, just our completely the electricity is got burned. What is another option? He says he was also taken a time to think about what is the right sources, and he himself invited his home to organize this program. On behalf of Manovikas, we thankful him because it's actually timely help and timely making us to grand success of this event. This is what happened, what we thought about yesterday, what you thought about morning, what you thought about 12 o'clock, and what the thought happened, the reality. See, this is a conflict which raises you stress. Actually, stress is not at all abnormal state. Stress are two types: eustress and distress. Stress is required to work efficiently and successfully to complete your task. And the stress is very important to make yourself gain knowledge, success in your career, and make yourself comfort, and being your happiness, satisfy of your desires. That stress will help you. That stress we say is a use stress. There's another stress is distress. This is a stress which make you a lot of physiological, psychological, and cognitive behavioral changes. What is a distress? If going to talk about the stress, you just know that some of the things in India, diabetics, the second country in the world in diabetic ratio, and Hyderabad is the state capital, is the first place in India having highest number of diabetics. Then what? Why? This is just ask anybody died a youngster and ask and approach to the doctor, and due to the heart attack or due to the stroke or XYZ, they says that very common name is stress is the reason this heart attack or cardiac or sorry uh, stroke and XYZ. Why? Why the stress is? The stress is basically this is a completely perceptual thinking phenomena. Perceptual thinking phenomena. How did you perceive a situation? What is your demand on the towards the situation? How did you dissolve the demand? How did you interpret the demand? How did you accept the demand? And according to the demand, how did you react towards the demand is important. That's what I say is that perceiving and understanding is the stress. If you get constantly the obstacles, constantly the threats, that's going to be distress. How did you understand whether you are stressful or not? You have to understand Hansel's theory of general adaptive syndrome. If you understand this gas means general adaptive syndrome, you can easily understand whether you are stressed or not. These are three important things are the very much important: alarm stage, resistance stage, exhaustion stage. Alarm stage is where a person feels threatened, having some sort of reaction towards the situation. For example, I just drive to reach my hospital at 9 o'clock. it just I need to reaching of 10 minutes, but there is a glitch, there is a some sort of human made error or the responsible for the traffic jam. I just want to enter in the right part, other person just enter in the wrong part, and I'm just reacting towards him very aggressively. Means that you are reacting towards other person very aggressively, though he is doing wrong, but we don't know why he is doing wrong. We are not able to think about how why he is doing wrong, but we think about our perspective and make it is a level of argument, level of no some extent of fight. See, where you are not able to maintain attention and concentration, where your fight and flight phenomena is increasing of reactivity, where you are having sleep problems, where you feel some sort of uh, cognitive recollections, that is alarm stress. You are not able to remember the names, when you are not able to fall into sleep properly, when you are not able to control your fight flight phenomena, when you are not able to have rational thinking, there you are getting into the alarm stress. Another important thing is the resistance. The resistance is where you don't get any sort of ins. You also adapt the stress and go ahead your rhythmic way of life. Means that if you sleep 5 hours, you don't have any difference. If you have lot of tiredness, you don't feel that it's a tiredness. You just try to work and having lot of responsibilities. Means that it is a your mobilization become a adaptation of your stress. There you don't get. If you are not able to release in the resistance period, there's another stage where you get into exhaustion. The exhaustion, you will end up with one or other physical psychological problems, where you have a diabetics or hypertension, or maybe you are having one or other anxiety or uh, depressive components, or having the adjustmental problem. There is a exhaustion stage. This is the stages of stress where people see and having it. This is what is the general adaptive syndrome. If you have any sort of where you are, just think about whether you are in alarm stage or resistance stage or exhaustion stage. When you have such conflicts, where every person automatically use some sort of coping strategies, every person use some defense mechanisms, whether you leave the situation, or you suppress the argument, or you just make a reaction, what is the making, just talking out and going out, or no, this is not the projecting, this is not responsible for my fault, it may be fault of others. See, you use some coping strategies to minimize of stress level. That is also helpful to you to coming down or making yourself calm or away from the distress. And also when you get some social support of the family or the neighbors or your classmate or your professionals, the social support, social group, social activity can also influence of decreasing of your stress. And also that the people, those who are type A, type B people are more prone for some sort of personality and stress. The type A personalities, people are risky taking, and people are taking most risk of their underabilities. Okay. If you look in that, when you fail in these coping strategies also, what happens to you? This happens to you. What happened? You see here, where if you perceive any threat, your mind perceive a threat for something is falling on your head, and triggering first thing is your instincts, your basic instinct of fight or flight. You try to protect, you try to escape, you try to do it. That is a fight or flight. When your fight or flight work phenomena will does, and it leads to increasing of your adrenal gland. It stimulates your adrenal gland. When your adrenal gland is increasing, automatically your metabolic changes and your breath, heartbeat increases, your breath increases, and you takes more oxygen and required lot of energies. Then it decreases of your blood, then it decreases of your breathing, then it leads to lot of metabolic changes. Okay, lot of energy is required to, means that you required a lot of energies, it work. Then you have lot of processing happens in your stomach. Then when your stomach does lot of processing, and it releases lot of excretory functions, and some toxins can release that to eliminate toxins. You have a endocrine system abnormality, and it can lead to the imbalancing of your psychological phenomenon. You see that your mind perceives some threat, and it leading, and you have a imbalancing of your emotions. Maybe it can lead for anxiety, it can lead for anger, it can lead for depression, it can lead with fear, and it can cause for some sort of psychological. Then again, it is versus circle. See, this is the when your stress is not fulfilled, even stress is not fulfilled, that can lead to one or other sort of psychological, physiological disturbances. It's like a circle like that. Okay, how to go about it when you have such type of psychological changes, psychological disturbances. If you have some sort of anxiety, if you have some sort of depression, if you have some sort of panic attacks and fear, or if you have some sort of any xyz, and what to maintain about it. See, I'm not going to talk about any medications because that's not my part, because all medication aspect will have some impact on it. See, there is a lot of stress management strategies are available. Okay, and time management strategies are available. Okay, that's what we are going to talk about elaborately tomorrow. Okay, and there are a lot of physical exercise can talk about. We can see the to manage stress. There is a guided imagery strategies will help you to maintain your body mind coordination, and it makes you calm. Okay, then you can workouts, and also JPM or progressive muscles relaxation, systematic desensitization to minimize our fears, assertive training, making yourself change of your behavior, not taking your more responsibilities, understanding your abilities, breathe hold technique, mindfulness to understand about your mind and working about yourself. And you know that all traditional practice of pranayama, meditation, yoga. See, this is the therapies we are going to talk about extensively tomorrow. This is some stress management techniques should be followed and implemented. It is going to minimize our stress. The stress, when it minimizes under control, your cognitive functions very effective. When your cognitive functions are very effective, and getting into mental disorders will come down. Those the stress levels are within the control, and their psychological state mm, will be within the normal continuum. I just want to tell you some of the truths of it. This is a small story, the reality of it. See, there was a boy who just reached, there was a boy who reached for the toilet. Where is he was in the toilet? He was just seen, there is a ant is coming one end. And also he was seen there is a water falling on the ant. The flush is coming on the ant. He thought about the ant will die, and he tried to protect the ant. Again, he just kept the ant away from the water flush. Again, the ant is coming that place. He was tried number of times, but after some time, the ant was bite on him, and he just it has a lot of itchings. He crying and just come back to from the toilet and just inform to the father. Father, they say, I just want to help the ant because I was able to see that there's a water flush is coming and it's going to flush and it's going to be in the toilet. It's going to die. I just want to save the ant. I just try to prevent it. When I try to prevent it, but the ant has bite me. See, the father analyzed what is there. The father analyzed that beta, you are not wrong, but also that ant is also not wrong. Here is the only thing. See, your field of understanding, interpretation is wider than the ant. So ant is able to see there's a honey drop near to your toilet, near to the cross, and it tried to go and have the honey, but you try to protect not flushing into the water, but it won't. See, this is the your sensory widen and the objective of the ant. See, here is both are not wrong, both are good. See, this is what the reality of it. Okay, so each and every person has their own widen sense of understanding, objectivity. Try to understand and try to aware of it. Okay, see, this is the facts. If you know truth and facts, then easily to understand what is the reality is. See, if you look into this chain, if you look into this chain, is a mind pursues peaceful or joyful. You can see there's a lot of things triggers hope, optimism, positive feeling. then when it leads to positive feeling, optimism, your adrenal gland functions within the normal. Then your adrenal gland functions within the normal. Your heartbeat will be within the normal. Your consumption of food and oxygen to the body is normal. The blood pressure is normal. Then breathing become a normal, is a very slow. Then you can see metabolic system functions within the normal, and you have limited processing of normal rhythm of your stomach. Then it leads to the your executive functions works in normally. Then this balancing of endocrine system involving in the chemical input in the blood is within the normal. Then it have the balancing of emotion. When it is there, your calmness, confidentiality will improve. Then again it has the thing. See, when you know the truth and facts, I'll talk about the what is the truth and what is the fact. I just give you all. Tomorrow, be ready, answering for the truth and facts while chatting. This is very important. We are going to talk about tomorrow, and it is one of the therapeutic intervention for the lot of people, those who are suffering with the depression. We'll talk about this technique. Okay. See, this is the minimizing or managing of stress, managing of different sort of psychological disturbances. This is the versus cycle. Please, now we talk about question and answers. The organizers take over. Please get the question and answers. We'll go ahead answering for the people.
All of you can post your questions in the chat box. We will pick them up and ask them one by one. Or if you'd like to speak, you can raise a hand and we will unmute you. So Dr. S. Rajagopal Reddy sir is asking, what is the effect of stress on memory?
Yeah, sure. See, I told you, sir, that the stress affecting on memory is significantly suggestive of there is a lot of memory disturbance. Those who are having a stressful life, their cognitive functions declines. When it declines, that you see that recent memory impact more than the remote memory. Those who are experiencing stress, moderate to severe level, have significant impact on memory functioning, and especially those who are elders, they have a lot of disturbance in the recent memory rather than the remote memory. It impacts. (46 minutes).
So Ria is asking how to make people in exhaustion stage to get out of it.
Actually, stress types, the alarm stage, resistance stage, exhaustion stage. While they are in exhaustion stage, it is a stage where they are getting into a significant physiological, psychological condition. Means that they are in the condition. Here the intervention is a one which is going to help them to overcome. What is intervention? If they are in the any psychological deviation, they have to approach the clinical psychologist or mental health professionals. They are going to help you a systematic intervention to overcome the difficulties. If they are also having some of the physiological contribution of difficulties, or having some significant diabetics or hypertension or some sort of any problems in the physical structural phenomena or functional phenomena, they can approach the specific specialty people. They can help you to overcome, because exhaustion stage where people significantly have impairment or contribution, it means it required is specified specialty people to tackle the issue it required.
So next question is, how does stress affect diabetes and intelligence?
See, the stress, especially I told you a very recent question, some Rajagopal Garu. See that when the person is stressful, when he is in a stressful situation, when he is in a stressful, the alarm stage, his attention concentration impact. When his attention concentration get no affect, automatically it impact on this intellectual thinking and intellectual phenomena. I just explain you that when you are in the state of emotional instability, you are in emotional grief or emotionally, no, it's not a normal. Maybe you are having some sort of depressive emotion like dull or no, or bereavement or grief reaction during the period. And what is your intellectual thinking? Maybe you are also think that that negativity apart. See, that's what when you are in the emotional state, because the stress impacting on emotions, the emotion also impacting of your behavior and your cognition. When you are stress impacting automatically, indirectly your intellectual properties coming to functioning it. For example, when you are stressful situation, you are functioning in the or solving of the problem will be very longer than the when you are stress free. See, this is actually it impact. And also that this is a memory already just talk about that it automatically, because cognition is a all thinking, reasoning, attention, memory, learning, it impact directly. Is it right? Any other
That's it, sir. Sir, someone is asking, how do we eliminate stress?
Yeah, sure. That is a very good question. See, away from stress, one thing should know first your body mind coordination. See, what is the body mind coordination? See, your body have some systems, different systems, nervous system, endocrine system. If you look into the day, a lot of systems are there. How the system works, it does automatically. You should maintain physical system within the normal limit. Then you go for the psychological system. What is the psychological system? What is the cognitive exercises? What is the cognitive exercises? Your thinking, reasoning, memory, all these principles which I talk about it. See, what is your emotion? Whether your emotions within the normal are getting into fluctuations. Whether your emotions are anxious, whether your emotion is depressed, or whether your emotion is that what. So you try to understand your emotions are within the acceptable continuum or not. If you are not that, you should have a emotional maturity or emotional training, or you can have a uh, some sort of systematic therapeutic intervention to minimize your emotions and emotion based thoughts. See, what we advise to minimize your stress levels, use practicing at least one or two types of psychological exercise which will directly impacting of your psychological impact. For example, what we see is that Jacobson progressive muscles relaxation technique, it will help you to improve your cognitive functioning, right? Improve your day life activities. It decreases of your stress levels. Means that Jacobson progressive muscles relaxation technique will help you. And also that workout and good social contacts. If you have social contacts appropriately, that also give you social support, that is also minimize your stress level. Then you have to have assertiveness. You should, what is assertiveness? You should ready to say what is the your abilities and what you can possibility do, what we cannot do it. See, that's very important. What the assertiveness and making yourself workly time management and maintaining psychological therapies are helpful to you to minimize your stress level. Not maybe if you use any defensive mechanism, effective defensive mechanism, that's also helpful to you to minimize your stress levels. There is a lot of questions. Please go ahead.
When there's a personality disorder, does it mean that the person's mind is weak and unable to control by himself? And do they need any assistance of a clinical psychologist?
Yeah, the personality disorder. See, we should know the clarity about what is a personality disorder. See, a personality disorder, a person have a character. That character is not accepted by the society, or maybe is not a socially acceptable behavior. That character. See, such character, such behavior starts from the later childhood and continue to the adolescence and maintain in the adulthood. Is 7 years and above type of characteristic behavior we consider to be a personality. See, such personalities, those who are like having antisocial personalities, like we say the cluster axis 1 and axis 2, like cluster A, cluster B. See, schizoid, delusional, schizotypal is a problematic conditions which always is a dangerous to the society and themselves also. There we need to have a attention by the mental health professionals. There is cluster B. There's those who are emotional instability, impulsive, borderline personalities. These people are very attention-seeking behavior, and these people are also required professional no, support. See, borderline personality disorders, those who are having a desirous life, and their desires when it's not meeting appropriately, they have self-harm behavior. Such people can harm to other people also. So you can see the society that a lot of people are having hand cuts, and there's a bodily injury behavior. That's not normal. That such people required supervised treatment and also required dialectical behavior therapy, systemized therapies. There we required professional help.
So, what is the relation between stress and anxiety?
Yeah. See, yeah, absolutely. See, anxiety. See, anxiety is hypertended emotion where the person anticipated or misperceived and having some sort of tremors or having some sort of physiological reactions. Such things we say it is a anxiety, irrational behaviors. See, the people are not able to understand the situation, though they know it is not right, but not able to mean and behave it. Such things we say is anxiety. See, that is a clinical features where people pursue some threat. But what is another thing? Anxiety.
Yes, yes, difference between stress and
Yeah.
anxiety.
Stress. What is the stress? The stress. What is this pursue? And what is the reality? Is a conflict. See, there is a conflict of his expectations, or the or threat is the stress. A person is not able to accept the consequence and the reality, and you get threat and you feel that is stressful. But here is irrational thoughts, feelings, you get it, irrational feel. For example, anxiety, uh, like fear about heights, fear about something, fear about going out. See, these are also anxiety disorders. See, it's a group of disorders. Anxiety is a phobia, okay, generalized anxiety, obsessive compulsive disorder. As of ICD-10, it says there is a anxiety disorder. Okay, somatoform disorder also comes under the anxiety group. See, this is a anxiety means people know that though they are not able to control it, though they know the reality which is not right, but they are not able to control, they are having misassumptions. Okay, irrational fears, this is what the anxiety is.
So, what is the difference between good stress and bad stress?
Yeah. See, use stress. See, which is the stress is helping you to grow, doing well in your academics. See, what are the stress? For example, a student who studies before exams 10 hours, 11 hours, it's making him to enlightening and gaining knowledge and focusing on his academics is the use stress. Is a good for them, but it's actually always is not good. Basically, they're supposed to have a academic schedule and prepare for the throughout the academic year, not the before the exams, 1 month, 2 months. People, majority of the people studies 2-3 months before the exams, and no, they focus more. Okay, that's the use stress. The distress is the one which is making the people very vulnerable and having some sort of physiological, psychological disorders. But the use stress, minimally practicable, good. If you continually practice, some of the difficulty you have to face, and it's also going to be distress.
Sir, is there any simple solution to reduce hallucination?
See, what we say that if you look into that, a beautiful mind movie, is a movie in English. It says that let live with the delusion. In the delusion, there's some sort of hallucinations also there. Third person hallucinations is there. If you look in that movie, see, accepting unrealistic as unrealistic, or accepting unrealistic as it is as a reality. See, if you do that acceptancy, then it's okay. See, if the person has the delusion, if the person has the hallucination, if you believing, okay, let it be, then it's good. Otherwise, it's a problematic. Why? Because I shown you some of the slide where the slide shows that there was a girl who is just sitting in the corner of the room, and there is a, see, perceiving and believing that there are some people are going to harm her. That's what she get some images. See, let live. It is be that movie will give you very extensive meaning of it, because hallucinations present in a schizophrenia, but it required a lot of mental health professional help.
Sir, can stress be identified by speech patterns or motor functionality?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, based on that, I told you before also, your anxiety, your emotions, your stress can be identifiable based on your physical functioning. Sure, we can identify it. That's because the stress measurements are there. Galvano skin assessment, then your speech, okay, your facial expressions, easily recognizable. There are some parameters are helpful to you to assess the physiological base of stress levels. Yeah, sure.
In present pandemic situation, any suggestion measures for institution management to implement to help their students to overcome stress?
Basically, actually, it's not single stress. It's not a PTSD alone. We cannot say that's only PTSD. PTSD, post-traumatic stress disorder, where person pursue a threat. After that, he acquires some sort of psychological, physiological changes. It's a prolonged stress. It's a PTSD happens one instant. After the instant, people experience some sort of stress. Now it's a prolonged stress. See, a student who studies having some sort of disturbances in his behavior and cope-upping in his academic performance is clearly disturbs. Screen, there is some people are writing. Okay, see that those who are students having a difficulty attention concentration, having difficulty and is a career, having difficulty is social interaction, and feeling lonely now. Why? Because whiteboard, switch off the whiteboard. See that people are writing on the board. Please stop writing on the board. Okay. See that such people need to be monitored, given social support. The family member supposed to be a co-friend or co-classmate and being their age level. See, majority of the student parents behave as their age level compared to the children's, because the children's approximately difference maybe 20-25 years, maybe 2.5 decades. You have to come down their age level and behave according to their age level, and try to give freedom to work and collaborate and express their behaviors. And also that you have to monitor them, how they are being in the room and what are they're watching it, and make them to have some sort of cognitive interactive exercises or cognitive plays. Because because of COVID, people are not able to go out and work, and not able to meet the classmates, are feeling lonely. Such loneliness can be minimized, giving limited period of social media accessibility. You try to minimize them. Okay, see, that's very important. And also that communication through the Zoom, or communication through the, nowadays we can see that a lot of media is there. Webex is there, Zoom is there, Geomeet is there. Let them talk to the classmates and have the chat with them. And maybe less play games, not the more, because the play games have a intensity more in the dependence level, not that level. Less accessibility, giving some sort of social responsibility, making a part of household activities, and giving some academic involvement and interaction with the classmates, and making future plans, agenda work, and making of usage of time. There's a timetable is very important. Schedule, preparing schedule of the time. Someone is writing it. Yeah, please, any other questions?
Just like intellectual disability based on IQ, why can't we have emotional disability based on EQ, which we get from rating scale like emotional intelligence scale?
Yes, there is an emotional intelligence. There is no emotional disability. See, there is a emotional intelligence. There is emotional intelligence scale that can be quantified after assessment of the intelligence. See, emotional intelligence. There is no disability. Why? Because emotions comes under the is a progressive phenomena. See, it's not like see, intelligence. I told you, that it bonds from birth to 16 years. That is grows. After that, it will be depends on your emotional personality. See, the emotions will be there with the forever. It's not very static, or it is not very formal. It is a fluctuated. That's the reason it's a dynamic phenomenon. That's the reason there's no disability. If it comes any like some mental health conditions, like mental illness conditions, like uh, mood disorders, bipolar affective disorders, comes under the disability category. Those who are having psychosis with bipolar affective disorders comes under the disability category, and obsessive compulsive disorders comes under the disability category. Some privileges are there, the government was given. See that where the people emotional based on emotional intelligence we cannot, because it's a Progressive, it is a social interactive, and it's exposure based. But intelligence is the birth, because 85% of intelligence from birth. Okay.
Does age matter for treating mental disorder?
See, what I can suggest, a person who is having mental illness or having any behavioral abnormalities need to be correct as quick as possible, should not be delayed, should not be ignored. It required lot of attention. Identification, early treatment is good progress, comparatively delayed and no, chronic.
The last question.
Yeah.
How can we assess the general adaptation syndrome stages? Is it really possible to the person to know which stage he is in?
Yes, I told you, no, alarm stage, basically the fight flight phenomena fluctuations will be predominant, because there is no very accurate scale, but there is some features, the characteristics or emotional things, based on that we can separate alarm stage, because your fight flight phenomena have differences, and your attention concentration, your cognitive differences, uh, and behavioral changes can seen in the alarm stage. May especially those who are having a proper sleep, this can be no changes, your sleep pattern changes, your attention concentration will changes, your conceptualization of the information will changes, and remembrance of your learned information will changes. Such significant change happens means you are alarm stage, where such things are there, but you did not find any big thing, that is a resistance there, where you get impacted, because you get a small no, argument, immediately you resist to violent behavior. You see, small things you are becoming violent means you are exhaustion stage, and otherwise you are also see that there is a lot of changes in your uh, physiological changes, psychological changes like anxiety, phobia, any sort of mental illness can see in the exhaustion stage.
Thank you, sir. That's all we have time for. Thank you so much for attending today's webinar. Tomorrow's attendance is very, very important. I would request all of you to attend at sharp 5:45 p.m.
Uh, very good evening, one and all. Tomorrow program, I would like to talk about some of the important rules and regulations. Tomorrow is the world world record attempt, be organizing by Tamil Nadu Clinical Psychology Association. The throughout India, 77 clinical psychologists being participating at sharp 5:59, means before 5:30 everyone has to be on board on the room. 5:59 I start talking about different psychological or mental illness, causative factors and remedies, means that we are going to give you mental health awareness for all, or mental health for all. On this topic we are going to talk about complete different sorts of mental illness, the symptoms, causative factors and treatment modalities. This is what we are going to talk, and this is the world record, because at a stretch throughout India there are 77 clinical psychologists going to participate at on time. 5:59 it starts, 7:15 it closes. In between, every participant supposed to switch on your video, switch off your audio. It's must. And you should keep your name, what is supposed to be mentioned in your hall ticket. Sorry, sorry. Your certificate, we need to keep your name. And also, you try to sit uh, anywhere in your room where that light focus fall on your head. That's very important, because we are taking photos and your name is there and your photo should be there, and these things we are going to submit to the world record people. There are four world record people. One is elite world record, India book of record, Asia book of record, Tamil book of record. These are the four world record is going to awarded a world record. And also that each and every participant maintain silence. Don't write on the whiteboard of my slides. because it's going to reflect it on the thing. And also that you should mention your name, maybe you are doctor or Mr. or Mistress or Miss. You mention and put your name. If you want your surname full or your just title of surname is if enough, if you keep, that's very important. Those who get into the Zoom should not go away from the Zoom. We are able to allow 95 people into the Zoom. Remaining people we are going to watch on the YouTube. We are just connecting the YouTube also. And we are also, there's a YouTube team is there to monitoring whether how many people watching the thing on the basis of your email IDs. On the basis of your email IDs. Keep it in mind. And that everyone be recorded. All attendance is mandatory. Your attendance is very much mandatory, and your photos are very much mandatory, and also those your mails are also very much mandatory, because already people are registered in our Google form. It is going to be supervised. And also that this is the program never ever happened. More than 2,100 universities in the world are circulated these videos, and also 200 countries is going to watch our program. 200 countries going to watch our program in a month of period. And also that all your emails with us, those who are registered in our Google form, it is being be supervised completely, and based on your attendance we are going to issue certificates. Two certificates. One is the World Record Event Organizer certificate. Another one is the Manovikas Academy of Rehabilitation Sciences certificate. Both you get on your mail, and that's also another form will raise you tomorrow night or day after tomorrow morning. You have to fill up a form and you send to us, and we will verify the things and will certify you things. Okay, I thank you all. I hope everyone tomorrow sharply at 5:30 to 5:40 will be logged in and our room will be open. And 5 international supervisors in each company will join into us. They will be with us. There are international 5 members with us, complete program. They are going to watch us whether you are listening or not, and whether you are keeping your just like a QT or some toy names or otherwise. See, if you keep any other things, they can easily find out you are not kept real video or real photo. You may be keeping some images. See, please avoid keeping your images 1 day, 2 hours. Please remove any other images. Please open your video and be in the program completely. Okay, because 5 international delegates will watch us throughout the world. Because from I know that there is some of the countries people are watching us, that will be recorded. Okay, I just thank you all supporting me for this event. Because of all your presence is my greatness. I proud about you because you all are with me, and so that I can success we are going to present in the world record event. Thank you and all. Have a good night.
All the details, further details will be sent in the WhatsApp group. So thank you so much for attending.